worst, move on to the best.
We are very close to reaching that $25,000 benchmark. Overall, we've raised.
Thanks, I finally sat in the meeting.
You get through with your numbers. Hello.
Hey, Todd, did you see that envelope for Jessica Kane?
I did. I put it over. She's not here, but I put it over by
Okay,
her
great.
where she sits.
Perfect, thank you.
I can hear some ticking. I can hear something ticking over here. Oh.
Sorry to make you do all this running around. Exercise is good.
Nice. And needed. Probably should. I know.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for being there. We're going to start the meeting out with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Yes.
Oh, they're
We'll
doing
start
the-
out with introductions of board members. We'll start out with, actually with the remote ones, because we have one here that's still wandering around. We'll start with Lois.
I'm here.
Welcome, Lois.
Welcome, Lois. It's nice to have you back.
Thank you.
Steve,
Steve Hagestrom, Strong.
Cindy,
Cindy Dixon, Avon.
Karen,
Karen Campbell Phillips.
Lynette,
Lynette Abbott Phillips.
Jesse. I think, well, oh, that's Jessica. So is that all?
Jesse Stinchfield Strong.
Jessica. Kim Jordan, Kingfield. And I'll introduce to you all Jessica Kane from Phillips. She's here as well. And then we'll go through with the administrative staff.
Nicole Norton Phillips.
Oh, I'm sorry, Nicole. You're on
That's
my
okay.
third page. I'm
Nope.
sorry.
It's fine.
Is there anybody else I missed? Nope. Sorry about that, Nicole. Okay, then we'll start with Shelley.
Shelley Tranton, Mount Abram High School.
Brenda,
Brenda Dwiggins, Strong Elementary.
Todd,
Johanna Prince, Kingfield Elementary.
Jared Young, Technology Director.
Tiki,
Tiki White, Business Office.
Scott,
Scott LaHaye, Maintenance and Transportation.
Jeffrey,
Jeff Pillsbury, Principal, Phillips Elementary.
Lorene,
Lorene Olson, Special Education.
Christina,
Tina Stevens, Athletic Director, Assistant Principal, Mount Abram.
anybody else? Yeah, well, and Todd.
Todd Sanders, Superintendent.
I think we got them all. All right, so the first, well, I guess we're gonna open up. No, I'm sorry. The first item on the agenda is the adoption of the FY21 proposed budget. After having gotten here tonight and a late afternoon conversation, we've come across, as you all saw in the email, the $20,000 revenue change. And we had a couple of items in the budget that were miscalculated that another board member had brought to our attention. So what we'd like to do is to postpone or to table the adoption of the proposed budget to give Todd and Lynn an opportunity to go back in and go through each of the line items by line and bring it back, send it out to the full board the first of the week, get a revised copy if there need be, and perhaps meet again next Thursday.
I would set that meeting. I would say set a meeting.
Yeah, we would set a meeting for next Thursday.
Next Thursday is not good for me.
Who is that, Cindy?
Yes, I don't know if anyone else has conflicting schedules as well.
Okay. Is there anybody else that it doesn't work for? Do you want to try for Wednesday?
It works for me, but I think it's important at least one representative from Avon be present.
How about Wednesday? It just takes one day away, that's all, and that's fine by me, but I'm happy with Wednesday.
I'm available on Wednesday, but I don't know what other people's availability is.
Kim, would this be an evening meeting again?
It would start at 6, Lois.
Yeah, okay. Because I have to be in Lewiston that afternoon, but I'd be back by then.
Oh, okay. All right. So am I hearing that 6 o'clock next week, and I will give you the final date? The 13th, May 13th at 6 o'clock? Okay,
Works for me.
perfect. Let's plan on it for next Wednesday, the 13th at 6 o'clock. And we greatly, greatly appreciate everybody's patience with us through this. We will get it.
And thank you for being willing to reschedule.
Oh, no problem. However, we would like to, next item on the agenda is the Mount Abram graduation plan.
Hey, good evening, everybody. So we've got a plan. And so I just want to outline it for you guys. And if I go too fast, let me know, but I'll chunk the information and pause. So if there's any questions, you guys can certainly ask. So Christina and I came up with what we thought was a pretty awesome plan for graduation. I guess it's been 2 weeks ago or almost 2 weeks ago. And then we got notification from Todd that the commissioner was holding a meeting this past Tuesday. Is that right, Todd? Tuesday? Tuesday or Monday, with a group of nurses. And so we needed to wait for them to roll out the guidelines. And they did that. And Christina and I were able to go back with our original plan and just, make some revisions and things. So luckily we didn't have to reinvent the wheel. So what we're thinking is this, and it does fall into place with other districts around the state of Maine. Some are doing virtual graduations. Some are doing graduations at drive-in movie theaters, and some are doing in-person graduations. And the in-person graduations, and even some of the ones that are at a drive-in theater, have to be chunked. And because of the restrictions that are currently in place right now with the governor, it's you can't have gatherings, as you guys know, of more than 10 people. Come June 1st, we can have gatherings up to 50 people. So hopefully, if that goes ahead, and with that in mind, our plan is this. Graduation was originally scheduled to be on June 12th in the evening at 7 p.m. like it has been for years. And we're looking to do this June 13th, which is Saturday. And we would need to do 10 graduation ceremonies. We talked about doing it out on the field. And then we realized, well, if it rains, that's not the best choice. So the plan would be to hold it in the gymnasium. Because of the 50 people restriction, we would need to have 5 graduates per ceremony. They could have 5 guests per graduate. And then there would be up to and no more than 20 faculty and staff in the gymnasium. So the reason why is because we need, like the seminar advisors would be with the students. Myself, Christina, Todd would be there. And then we'd have staff members there helping to direct students and families. Let's see here. Bear with me. I'm just going through my document here. We would also have a photographer in there, which is another person that counts. I've lumped them in with the staff members. The pianist would be in there. That's another staff member. And we would also be recording all of the graduation ceremonies. And we're looking to have a couple of people do this so that they're recording it from different angles. So all 10 of those graduation ceremonies would be compiled together into a video. The valedictorian and salutatorian would actually come in and do their speeches ahead of time, and that would be pre-recorded and part of that video. And so when the graduate in the group of 5, when it's their time for their graduation ceremony, they would still come in, they'd be announced just like they would at their regular graduation ceremony. And when they're announced, all of their scholarships that they're being awarded would be announced at that time, which, as you guys know, is a little bit different than the regular ceremony. All the kids are sitting in the bleachers as a class. They stand up as their scholarships are announced. They sit back down, the next person stands up. So it's a little bit different, but we felt that they still need to be recognized for the scholarships that they've been awarded. After that, they would get their diploma. Schools are doing it a couple of different ways. Some are putting the diploma on a table that the kids actually just take the diploma off of the table. And others are being handed their diploma, honoring social distancing. Let's see. The recommendations that came out from the commissioner was also for people to wear masks. And something to keep in mind with that Christina and I were talking about is I looked up the Trusty Farmer's Almanac, and it's supposed to be very hot that weekend. And that's why we've always had graduation at night, because it is so hot or can be so hot that time of year. So that's just something to be aware of, you know, with the heat and wearing masks, and just a side note. So with our 10 groups, we would have an assigned graduation ceremony time, and we'd have 3 groups come in at a set time. They'd go through their graduation ceremonies. 2 more groups would come in, they'd go through, and then we'd go throughout the day, getting through the graduation ceremonies for all 10 groups. Just looking again, making sure I didn't miss anything. Typically at the end of the graduation ceremony, the senior class compiles a video that they do with their baby pictures and their senior pictures. That is something that would be put into the video that each student would get the link for, and then they could share that. They would have that recording of the complete graduation ceremony, even though it's 10 mini ceremonies. And other than that, we would have to just share with guests and the graduates ahead of time, you know, the recommendations that we have to put in place, you know, wearing face masks 6 feet apart, arriving at the assigned time, things like that. And then they would have to depart immediately after their graduation ceremony to allow for the next group to come in. So I know that's a lot of information. So if there is any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'm happy to clarify.
So there's going to be 5 people per ceremony. And every student will be allowed 5 guests.
Correct.
And you're going to do 10 ceremonies at a time?
You kind of cut out there, Kim, on the last part. I heard 10 ceremonies.
Yeah, so it's going to be, did you say 2 ceremonies at a time?
No, it's 1 ceremony at a time.
Okay.
There's a total of 10. But the way that we chunked it is there are 3 groups that come in at a set time. For example, the first 15 graduates come in at 9:30 in the morning, and they're ready. Like the first group ceremony is at 10 o'clock. And then the other 2 groups are going to be ready and they're going to be in a staging area. That's what it's being called with throughout the state. So the next group would be, for example, like split up into a couple classrooms. A group would be in the cafeteria, again, to be able to follow social distancing procedures. And we would make sure to mark the floor, you know, appropriately for marking, you know, for the social distancing piece. There'd be staff members placed throughout the building also to help direct kids. There'd be a staff member assigned to each staging area that would be there to greet the graduates and their guests and then get them into the gymnasium at their assigned time.
Oh, okay.
So Kim, basically they'll be graduating in groups of 5.
Say that again, Christina?
They'll be graduating in groups of 5.
Yeah.
So like when JB's up there, there'll be 4 other kids with him.
Right.
Families.
And their
and then
families.
you guys will be escorted out and we'll bring in another 5. And that's gonna go all day long until we get it done. So, but we don't want to rush it.
Right.
You know, we want to make sure we really celebrate each kid. So just because it's such a different situation.
Yeah. And we've got a schedule, you know, outlined, but what Christina and I are going to do is go into the gym and just kind of walk through things and, you know, practice it so that we can see how long it would take, you know, just so we've got a better idea of it. So.
Okay. So graduation will start at 10 o'clock Saturday morning, but
Correct.
every graduate is going to know what time their ceremony and their families have to be there, obviously.
Correct. Correct.
And how many graduates are there, Shelley? 50?
52.
2.
Yep. And it's certainly unfortunate that we have to limit the number that can come in as guests. There are other schools that are doing 1 graduate at a time with their families, and they're spreading it out over a week or 2 weeks. So there's not anybody else even with them, not even another classmate. So at least with a plan like this, they're having a miniature ceremony with classmates.
Right. I like that thought.
Yeah, I don't like anything about this, having to do it this way. But I think the brainstorming that Christina and I did, that this was, you know, we looked at a lot of different options and talked through a lot of different options, and we felt that this was the best. And, you know, this was talking to other area principals. You know, there's been multiple meetings about this for well over a month, and you know, getting a lot of ideas on how to do this. But, you know, we'd certainly like it to just be the class together. Business as usual, if you will.
Right. I'm with you there.
Yeah.
I think that sounds great. Anybody have any thoughts, concerns?
I'd like to say, okay, I just wanted to thank you, Shelley and Christine, for doing this. I think it's going to be nice for them. I thank you.
Thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that. Like I said, it's never in a million years would I have thought that we would be holding a graduation ceremony quite like this one. So class of 2020 will definitely not forget this.
That's true. Neither will you.
If you guys have not had the chance, we did share a video for our senior class on the Facebook page. Oh. And, you know, just kind of the start of celebrating them. We've got another plan to celebrate them later on this month. Something special that we're going to do. But if you've not had a chance to view that video, please take a chance, you know, opportunity to view that on Facebook.
Great. I'll look at it. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also want to thank you guys. I know this is hard. This is such a hard, challenging time for everybody involved. And I pray to God, this is the last year that we have to do this. So thank you very much. And I like the plan. Like you said, it's not what we want by any means, but I think I could see it working for us.
Yeah, originally when all of this started with COVID and we, started talking about graduation, a lot of school districts were talking about postponing graduation until later. And the more we talked about that, Christine and I, were like, there's no closure to this part of their life. And we've got kids that are going away to the military or going out of state after graduation, and to do a graduation later and just hand them their diploma, that's not the same celebration. And so as things started to shift, a lot of districts were coming back to, hey, we need to keep graduation on the original date or do it very closely to the original date. So I'm really glad that we were able to come up with a plan that allows that to happen, because we've got kids that are leaving mid-June. So.
Yep. Yes, and I would say right from the very beginning, one of my biggest concerns is that we were going to see June 12th come and go with nothing for the seniors. And it just breaks my heart to think that Friday, Mount Abram graduation day, to have nothing happen.
Yeah.
Would just be, it's hard enough as it is.
Right.
It would
No, that we wouldn't have allowed that to happen. There's no way we couldn't have, it wouldn't have felt right.
No.
So.
No, absolutely. So thank you again.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anybody else have any concerns? Okay. Well, I guess we need to vote to proceed forward with this. It's your turn. Yeah, as planned.
I make a motion that we continue on and as the graduation is planned as of right now.
I second it.
Graduation is planned as Shelley described.
Yes, as Shelley described.
And Jess seconded it. Any discussion? All those in favor? I'm going to go through my screens here. If you just hold up your hands for a minute. Tell me who's got the hands up. Lois,
Yes,
are you in favor of this?
yes, I am.
All right, thank you. And Jessica was, and Lynette was, correct? Anybody opposed? And nobody's abstained because they're either in favor or not. Great, thank you very much, everyone. And thank you again to Shelley and Christina for all of your time.
Yeah, and thank you guys for your support with this. We appreciate it very much.
And I think parents and graduates are going to be very happy to know that there is a plan in place.
Yes, and our next step after obviously bringing it to the board is to communicate this to the senior class, communicate it to our staff. Our staff knew, like a preliminary plan, and and then to parents, because Kim, you'd shared with me that parents had reached out to you. I had parents reaching out to me, because we've got people that are traveling from out of state too that know that when they get there they've got to quarantine for 2 weeks. So anyway, it's good to have this plan now because it's 5 weeks away. So.
Yep. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. And I guess that's it, everybody. Yep.
Can I make one comment?
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank the board for being flexible with this process that we're going through. I know it's been time consuming. I applaud Lynn. We've had many different questions thrown at her and a variety of things. So, the work, and she was even trying to finalize it up to earlier this afternoon, but I don't think it's something we want to rush. I want to make sure that she and I have a chance to go through each line item, and just make sure that what we share with you, our goal is to share it with you on Monday. So that will give you 2 days. I know the timeliness has been a question too of some of these things we've been able to get out just based on all the different challenges we face. So I just wanted to thank you, Kim, and thank the board for giving us that opportunity, and we will get this done, and we will get it done right. And the goal will have that on Monday. So.
Yes. And I too want to thank Todd and Lynn and everybody else for all of the labor that you've put into it. I know it's such a tough time and such a tough process with such challenging times. It's not easy, and it's not easy having all these meetings. I just can't thank you enough, and I thank you enough for all of your patience, everybody. I do, however, think we should open up the floor for public comment. We do have the telephone number posted on the site for anybody that needs it and wants to call in. We'll just wait a couple of minutes, see if anybody calls. I got a 684 number calling me.
Public comment.
Hi, this is Kim. Hi. Hey, Diana. Hi.
We can't hear her, don't forget. You might want to put her on speaker if you can.
Diana, can you hang on just a moment? Diana, can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hang on just a moment? Is there a speaker on here?
Our first public comment.
A lot of times with things like this, they'll just take a question and then repeat it. And then script.
Go ahead, Diana. Go ahead, Diana. It's delayed. Can you hear me, Diana? Okay, fire away. We couldn't find a speakerphone, so. Mhm. Okay, I hear you. Mhm. What do you mean the goodie bags? Mhm.
No, I can't have him calling in.
Okay.
She can't either. Tell us what it is.
Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. What Diana is saying is she has seen in the past, like with the Oscars, where when each child is recognized, that they receive a goodie bag thinking that there are lots of businesses in all of our towns that probably would be very happy to contribute something to these goodie bags.
This is for graduation, Kim.
Right. And not just the businesses, but anybody. It could be advertised that we're doing this if anybody wants to donate items to the goodie bag. And you're talking of presenting these at graduation to the students? Can you hear me? Diana, are you talking of presenting these to the students at graduation? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. Yep. Mm-hmm. No, I think it's a great idea. Right. Okay. Yeah, it is an idea. I'm sure Shelley's shaking her head. I'm sure it's something that can be looked into anyway. Thank you for the idea. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I think it's a great idea. Thank you for that. It gives me something to think about too. Yep. All right. Thank you, Diana. All right. Take care. All right. Thanks. Bye. Thomas. Diana Thomas. All right. Hi, this is Kim. Hi, Sue Pratt. I'm doing well, thanks. Well, I say I'm doing well. I don't know how well I'm doing, but. Oh, perfect. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. I am. Mm-hmm. Okay, so you're concerned about a piece of the revenue that's going to be curfewed? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Sue's recommendation, let me read. Yep. To the tune of what, Sue? Per month. What Sue is concerned about, I'm just repeating this to the board, so, is that the state is on the revenue piece of it, that the state is going to curfew one of the payments to us to the tune of about $314,000. And that's something that she thinks we should consider with the contingency fund. Hmm? Yeah, with the carry forward. Okay. But she did also state that she was comfortable with the budget. Was that the right word? Yep. This Sue is comfortable. She did review the budget today and that she was comfortable with it. Her only concern was that piece with the revenue, and we appreciate that, so. Oh, yeah. Okay. No, I appreciate that so very much. Okay, yep, take care. Bye-bye. She just thinks that that's something that we should keep in the back of our heads. Did I miss any other calls, Jared? Could you tell? Okay.
We'll get a speakerphone too, so you don't have to do that.
Yeah, because my voice is delayed. I can hear my voice, my conversation with them like a minute after I've already had the
Yeah.
conversation.
For the board in here, we'll make sure we have a speakerphone here next week so that we can hear the people as they speak, and that's what we should do.
Oh, on live stream, yeah. Yeah. Probably.
We're figuring it out.
It's still a learning process, people. Okay, well, I'm not hearing the phone ringing anymore, so
Make a motion?
Jesse's anxious to make a motion.
Todd, stop.
And again, I want to thank everybody. Oh, hang
Oh,
on.
for God's sake.
Got another call coming. Cindy is, okay, hang on. Hi, this is Kim. Hi, yeah. If we could, this is Courtney Dunn, and she's inquiring if we could do a live view of the graduation ceremonies. What's that?
An all day long.
Right, an all day long stream.
I think Shelley left.
Yeah.
I think it's something that we wanted to talk to Jared about, so.
Yeah, it
we'll see
is
what our
something that they
capabilities
wanted to talk to Jared about. Jared's concerned that we don't have the equipment to do so.
Yeah, that's my concern.
Yeah, yeah. Not to say that they won't discuss it, obviously. I think they will look into it, but. Thank you, Courtney. All right, take care.
I responded to Cindy's question. Cindy had a question on the text.
Okay, Cindy, so should we expect, yeah, a $314,000 curtailment?
I'll reach out. I mean, that's concerned. Confirmed.
Are you talking?
No, I responded.
Oh, you did?
I responded in text.
Oh. Did you see this? Did everybody see the answer to that from Todd? That he's going to reach out to MSMA regarding that to see if there's been any type of
Whoever I
discussion?
have to reach out to, I say MSMA, but whoever.
But yeah, I'm sure it is something that we need to consider. Okay. The phone does work. Okay, Jess, you want to try that again?
I'd like to make a motion that we adjourn.
Okay,
I'll second it.
thank you. All those in favor?
Jess.
And Lynette. Okay. Again, thank you very much, everyone. And we will see everyone on Wednesday at 6 o'clock. Have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.